This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, 3 Filipino climbers reached and stood tall on Mount Everest. Verstappen shines in Imola thriller, Ferrari and Williams impress. Rain or shine deals Magnolia first loss in PBA Philippine Cup. In the NCAA, Arellano strikes again as Berdal, Curamen crush Perpetual in straight sets. In the WNBA, Napheesa Collier powers Lynx past Sparks with strong road win. San Francisco Giants complete sweep of Athletics in 3-game series. In the NBA playoffs, the Thunder crushed the Nuggets to book clash with Wolves. And joining us in the studio, Pinoy boxing phenom Charly Suarez and Coach Delphine Boholst. All the headlines and more. Don't miss the Scorecard tonight, the 19th of May. Now, here's our roundup. 3 Filipino climbers have joined the elite list of Everest summiteers as Rick Rabe, Geno Panganiban, and Miguel Mapalad successfully reached the world's highest peak. Rabe, originally from Cotabato City, became the 9th Filipino to stand on top of the world last Friday. Not far behind were Panganiban of Pasig and Mapalad of San Juan, who completed their climb the next day. The 3 stood at the lofty height of 8,848.86 meters or 29,031.7 feet above sea level, taking in the views from the roof of the world. Their triumph comes 19 years after the first Filipinos Dale Abenojar and Leo Oracion made history by reaching the summit of the legendary Himalayan peak, also known as Holy Mother and Skyhead. But the climbing season also saw tragedy. Filipino climber Philip Santiago, aged 45, passed away last Thursday. He had been preparing for his final push to the summit but became exhausted after reaching Camp 4 on Wednesday night, according to Himal Gautam of Nepal's tourist department. Every spring, as conditions turn favorable, Nepal welcomed hundreds of climbers to its lofty peaks, 8 of which ranked among the 10 highest in the world. In 2023 alone, over 800 climbers reached the Everest summit, including 74 who came from the northern Tibet side. Since the historic first ascent by Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay Sherpa in 1953, mountaineering had blossomed into a thriving industry. Max Verstappen claimed victory at the 2025 Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix with a daring first-lap overtake on Polister Oscar Piastri at Tamburello, a move that proved crucial on a track where overtaking is notoriously tough. The Red Bull driver managed tire wear better than his rivals and benefited from a virtual safety car to double his lead mid-race. A latter full safety car erased that advantage, but Verstappen pulled clear again after the restart, securing his second win of the season. McLaren's Lando Norris overtook teammate Piastri late in the race to finish second, showing strong pace but hindered by strategy and slow pit stops. Piastri settled for third after being left on older tires post-safety car. Ferrari rebounded from a poor qualifying, with Lewis Hamilton finishing 4th and Charles Leclerc 6th. Williams impressed as Alex Albon split the Ferraris to take 5th, while Carlos Sainz in the second Williams came home 8th. Mercedes' George Russell was 7th, and Racing Bulls drivers Isaac Hadjar and Yuki Tsunoda completed the top 10 after solid recovery drive. The rain or shine Elasto Painters went on a shooting spree from deep and beat Magnolia 119-105 at the Enara Center in Montalban, Rizal. Every player on Coach Yang Giao's team connected on at least one three-pointer, helping Rain or Shine hit 15 triples to lock in the win. Rain or Shine started hot with 37 points in the first quarter against Magnolia's 21. Magnolia fought back to narrow the gap to 62-52 by halftime. But the Elasto Painters pulled away in the third quarter and reached their biggest lead at 94-71 after Mike Malonzo's layup opened the fourth. From there, rain or shine controlled the game until the final buzzer. Adrian Nocum led rain or shine with 20 points and 7 assists, while Santi Santillan dominated with 17 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks, and an assist. Jonard Clarito added 14 points, Felix Lemeti 11, and Keith Datu contributed 10. Rain or shine improved to 4 and 2. For Magnolia, Sav Lucero topped the scores with 17 points. Mark Baroca and Ian Sangalang had 15 points each, while Jed Mendoza scored 11. Magnolia slipped to 6-1 with a loss. Carl Berdal and Anthony Curamen powered Arellano University to a sweep of the University of Perpetual Health System Dalta 25-16, 28-26, 25-20 in NCAA Season 100 men's volleyball action. Berdal delivered 14 points, while Curamen dominated at the net with 13 points, including 7 blocks, leading the Chiefs to a quicker win compared to their 5-set nail-biter in round 1. Arellano now rides a 2-game win streak to climb to 11-5, while the defending champions Perpetual drops to a shaky 8-7 record. Set 2 was a grind, but Curamen's quick attacks and Berdal's power hits pushed the Chiefs through a tough 28-26 win. In the third, Curamen's running hit gave Arellano a 10-7 edge, but Perpetual answered with John Castile leading an 8-3 burst to go up 15-13. The Chiefs stayed composed, capitalizing on 2 straight errors from Perpetual to level it at 18-all. Then AC Ginto fired back-to-back aces to retake the lead 20-18. Berdal finished the job with 2 strong attacks before 2 more Perpetual miscues wrapped it up for Arellano. Kobe Tabuga led Perpetual with 15 points and 8 digs, while Marapok and Castile contributed 13 and 11 points each. Moving on to the WNBA, the Minnesota Lynx handed the Los Angeles Sparks their first loss of the season with an 89-75 victory at Crypto.com Arena. Napheesa Collier led the way with 23 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 assist. Courtney Williams came close to a double-double, finishing with 13 points and 9 assists. The Lynx built a 16-point lead, but the Sparks closed the gap to just 5 midway through the fourth. Minnesota then responded with a strong 14-5 run to close out the game and improve to 2-0. Azura Stevens led the Sparks with 21 points, while Dereka Hamby posted a double-double with 20 points and 10 rebounds. Kelsey Plum added 18 points and 5 assists. Minnesota held an 8-point edge entering the fourth thanks to 19 points from Collier and 13 points from Williams. The Sparks outscored the Lynx in the second quarter but still trailed by 1 at halftime. Stevens kept the Sparks close with a perfect shooting display, scoring 14 points on 5 of 5 from the field and 3 of 3 from deep. The Lynx look to carry this early momentum into their next matchup and keep their unbeaten streak alive. In Major League Baseball, the Giants edged the Athletics 3-2 at Oracle Park in San Francisco on the 19th. San Francisco dominated the series following the Athletics' relocation from Oakland to Sacramento, shifting the traditional Bay Bridge series to the newly named AB series based on the highway connecting the two cities. With this win, the Giants improved to 28-19 while the Athletics slipped to 22-25. Lee Jung-hoo, starting center fielder for 3 games, struggled at the plate going 0 for 4, holding a season batting average of .276. The game kicked off with Elliot Ramos smashing a leadoff home run off Athletics' starter Jeffrey Springs, his second leadoff homer of his career. The action calmed until the 7th inning when Matt Chapman delivered a powerful hit that ended Springs' day on the mound. Lee Jung-hoo continued to struggle against Springs, grounding out in all 3 matchups, including a soft hit in the 7th inning thwarted by the opposing shortstop. Springs delivered an impressive performance with 2 hits, 1 homer, 5 strikeouts, and 1 run over 6 2/3 innings. The Giants showed relentless effort in the 8th inning. Closer Ryan Walker held firm to secure the win for San Francisco. Meanwhile, in the NBA playoffs, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander poured in 35 points as the Oklahoma City Thunder dominated the Denver Nuggets 125-93 to advance to the NBA Western Conference Finals. After a tight series, the Thunder left no doubt in Game 7, sealing a 4-3 series win and setting up a high-stakes matchup with Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves. Jalen Williams added 24 points while MVP candidate Nikola Jokic led Denver with 20. The Nuggets struggled with turnovers, giving up 23 that led to 37 Thunder points. The Thunder's defense was relentless, racking up 16 steals and holding the Nuggets to just 42% from the field. Chet Holmgren also made his presence felt, chipping in 12 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Denver started strong, but OKC exploded in the second quarter and never looked back. Jalen Williams dropped 17 in the second to power a 60-46 halftime lead. The Thunder kept the pressure on in the third and built a 43-point lead late in the fourth before coasting to victory. And here are the current NBA playoff rankings. And now, here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Ever wonder what scrambling means in mountain hiking? Scrambling is a technique that falls between hiking and rock climbing. It involves using both hands and feet to ascend steep or rocky terrain where walking alone isn't enough. Unlike technical climbing, scrambling usually does not require ropes or specialized climbing gear. It demands balance, strength, and a good sense of route finding. When climbing iconic peaks like Mount Everest, scrambling is often used in the lower sections of the route where hikers navigate rocky ridges and steep slopes. However, higher up the mountain, technical climbing gear becomes necessary for safety on ice and steep rock faces. Scrambling is an extreme activity that tests both physical endurance and mental focus, making it a thrilling part of the mountaineering experience for adventure seekers everywhere. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. Deanna Wong named PVLPC fan favorite. No surprise here. Deanna Wong does it again. Choco Mucho's crowd favorite setter just added another trophy to her name. With fans flooding Facebook with over 24,000 reactions, Wong ran away with the title at the first ever Pilipinas Live PVL Press Corps Awards Night on May 28th at Novotel. She outshined top names like Gemma Galanza, Alyssa Valdez, and Bea De Leon, proving once again that her fandom is unmatched. Wong's social media dominance, 866,000 followers on Facebook, 1.4 million on Instagram, and 2.4 million on TikTok, made this win feel inevitable. Cherry Tigo took home the Fair Play Award, earning 6 green cards to top the list in both the reinforced and all-Filipino conferences. The crossovers narrowly beat Akari for the honor thanks to their consistent sportsmanship throughout the season. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 19th of May. Up next, joining us in the studio, Pinoy boxing phenom Charly Suarez, Coach Delphine Boholst, and veteran boxing analyst, attorney Ed Tolentino. When we return right here on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. It's the talk of the boxing world, the controversial result of the face-off between our very own Charly Suarez and Mexico's Emmanuel Navarrete that simply put more fire into the Pinoy boxers' determination for a rematch. So, here to give us a blow-by-blow account of what transpired is Charly Suarez himself with Coach Delphine Boholst, live in the studio, and of course, via Zoom, veteran analyst, attorney Ed Tolentino. Gentlemen, magandang gabi at maraming salamat sa oras.
Magandang gabi po, sir, at sa Billionaires TV sa pagpaunlak dito sa amin kasama si Coach at saka sa mga followers na tagahanga suporta Pre Warriors, saka kay Governor Luis Chavez Singson, kay Ma'am Jeannie, at sa lahat ng, especially sa Philippine Army, kung saan hanay ako napabilang.
Charlie, Coach Delfin, pinag-uusapan ng buong mundo. It was not a headbutt, it was a legit punch. Kasama natin ang veteranong boxing analyst na si Attorney Ed Tolentino. Attorney Ed, let's get your thoughts on what transpired and what you saw sa laban ni Charly Suarez.
Well, unang-una, ang ganda ng laban, talagang walang sukat kabigay ng palitan ng suntok. Lumabang yung Navarrete early on, pero I thought Charly Suarez humahabol na. And then nagkaroon nga ng kontrobersiya in round number 6 kung saan tinawagan ng accidental headbutt itong si Charly Suarez. Pero before that, kitang-kita ng buong mundo na merong left hook na binitawan yung Charly Suarez. Yun ang nagbukas ng kutok doon sa kaliwang mata ni Emmanuel Navarrete. But they ruled it as an accidental headbutt. Critical yung ruling na yun, Anton, kasi kapag legitimate ang suntok at yun ang cause ng cut at ang laban ay lumampas na ng 4 rounds, automatic talo yung Navarrete via technical knockout kapag hindi na sa pwedeng lumaban. Pag accidental headbutt, doon pa lang pupunta sa scorecards after 4 rounds. Lamang yung
Attorney Ed Tolentino.
Una sir, nung sa laban talaga, nung sinabi na headbutt.
Itong portion na to, Charlie, ito yung tumama, ano?
Yes po, knuckle.
Attorney Ed, there is an appeal now and Coach Delfin will be going to Sacramento June 2. Mangyayari, June 2 ba anunsyo yung decision?
Yes sir, magkakaroon po ng hearing itong coming June 2. So, sana maganda yung decision ng California Boxing Commission.
Attorney Ed, meron tayong instant replay sa boxing at marami rin na nagsasabi, ano yung point ng merong instant replay? Hindi naman nasusunod, hindi naman nagagamit at napunta pa sa appeal. Your thoughts on that?
Yun nga pinagtataka natin, masyado nilang minadali, masyado pinastrack yung pag-technical decision ng laban. Naandun ang videos, maghintay ka lamang para panoorin sapagkat napaka-importante yung video sapagkat yun ang magbabago ng kompleksyon ng laban hindi man lang nila hinintay, minadali. Sinabi agad, kasi simula pa lamang ng 8th round, natitingnan ng doktor, hindi na raw pwedeng lumaban. Actually, kung titignan mo, parang pwede pa nga lumaban si Navarrete. Parang madugo lang yung cut, pero parang hindi naman grabe.
Post-fight interview na kung mabibigyan ka ng pagkakataon, willing kang labanan ulit. Itong si Navarrete, yun pa rin ba ang plano mo?
Yes po, kasi po sir, yung chance na binigay niya sa akin, sa amin ni Coach, sa team namin, malaking bagay po yun once in a lifetime po yun, and kung ibigay sa atin yung victory, anumang decision, kung ako man yung makuha ko man yung WBO Junior Lightweight Champion, is ibalik ko din sa kanya na gusto kong makipag-rematch sa kanya para matuloy yung magandang laban na naudlot.
Coach Delfin, tingin mo ba na umayaw itong si Navarrete? Kasi alam niya may posibilidad lamang siya sa scorecard.
Yes sir, yung sinabi nga ni Attorney Ed, feeling ko nakaplanado talaga. Alam na nila sir na matatalo na sila.
Mo sa naging game plan ni Coach Delfin at ni Charly sa laban?
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, talagang nabigla tayo sa tapang ni Charly, Kasi itong si Navarrete, talagang suntok na suntok ito Yan ang style nito, he's a bully.
6 years old ka na, going 37. Siyempre, ito yung pangarap mo maging world champion, naging Olympian ka na. So, what is next for you? Gusto mo ba talagang i-pursue itong rematch kalaban si Navarrete? At paano magbabago yung mindset knowing na dapat sa'yo na itong panalo na to, naagaw pa?
Yun nga, sa edad ko kasi yun yung dream. Iba yung gusto mo lang kaysa pangarap. Yung pangarap ko kasi pinapanatili kong buhay Kaya hindi mawawala na gusto ko talagang maging world champion. Kaya nung in-interview ako doon, sabi ko, no matter what happen, I will get the best. Sabi ko, no matter what happen, kahit sabi ko sa isip ko nga, kung matumba ako, hindi ako babangon, panalo na siya, papaubaya ako na. Pero kapag tumayo ako, lalaban ako at saka siyempre, nandyan yung coach ko eh. Yung coach ko kasi matapang. Kaya sabi niya sa akin, ibigay ko na yung tapang sa iyo para doble. Kaya yung sa labanan talaga at that time, inaral namin yung sinabarete, sabi niya, ganitong gawin natin, first round to 5th round, sabi ni coach. Atake tayo kasi slow starter si Navarrete. And then, nagsalpukan nga kami kasi ang strategy namin, banat kami first round hanggang 5th round, and then 6 rounds, ganyan. Pag tumaas na, babanat na naman kami, ganun yung strategy. Si Navarrete, ganun din pala. Early rounds nila ako dalihin. Kaya maganda yung batuhan namin. Kaya okay naman yung outcome at kung hindi din namin inaral ni coach nung sa training pa lang yung mga estilo about sa mga suntok na baka meron na akong tulog doon. So napag-istadihan din namin.
Ngayon, ang susunod na laban natin kay Coach Delfin naman, pupunta sa Sacramento, awaiting the decision of the appeal. Gano'ng kalaking bagay, Coach Delfin, na ikaw na talaga yung sumalo ng lahat ng mga stress ni Charly para iniisip na lang ni Charly yung training at yung laban?
Yes, sir. Ayun naman talaga papel ng isang coach, sir, na dapat may panalo mo yung laban ng boxer mo. So, regarding naman sa sa Junto, sir. Ito na yung pagkakataon namin, sir, na makuha namin yung justice na during sa laban. So, kung mag-a-appeal talaga kami, sir, kasi bihira lang yun, sir, eh. So, bihira na pagkakataon na yun. Kung ipagpakaloob po ng Panginoon sa amin na ibigay talaga kay Charly ang panalo, siguro hindi lang po kami yung masaya dito. Dahil marami pong nag-aabang na mga Pilipino na mabigay yung panalo kay Charly. Ang sabi naman sa amin doon during ang sabi ng top rank is no contest. Yun nga, may mga dapat hindi no contest eh. May mga pasok siya na nakita ko yung podcast ni Sir Ed, nanonood ako ng madaling araw. Sabi ko, tama.
Boxer shorts.
Sabi ko, uy, tama yung sabi ni Sir. So nakakuha din ako ng mga idea sa kanya na sabi ko, uy, ito plan dapat gawin namin. So, kasama ko dito si attorney Jan Yambao, then si Rick Nabalta, yung representative ni Gob. So, mag-meeting kami bukas. So, kung ano yung magagandang gawin. Akala ko nga andito si Sir Ed Tolentino mismo sabi ko, ang nisip ko doon sa bahay, sabi ko, hingi din ako ng kung anong magandang gawin namin during sa hearing sa Junto.
Ayun. Ngayon, bago tayo matapos, andito si Attorney Ed via Zoom. Attorney Ed, ano ba ang magandang advice mo na pwede mo ibigay dito sa kampo ni Coach Delfin at ni Charly Suarez to end our interview?
Well, una-una, igiit na dapat sila ang nanalo sa labang yon. I-overturn yung desisyon at gawing TKO win para kay Charly Suarez. Hindi po acceptable ang no contest.
Yes,
Ang no contest po kasi, ang gagawin ng opisyales, parang no contest, parang hindi kayo naglaban kasi hindi namin makita kung sinong nanalo. Ibabalik ang unbeaten record ni Charly Suarez pero walang titulo. Kumbaga, parang ninakawan ko si Charly Suarez ng kanyang wallet at sinabi ko, ibabalik ko Charly yung wallet mo pero walang laman. Walang laman yung wallet. Sapagkat ang tama po ay TKO victory. Sapagkat klarado naman kung sino nanalo eh. Just review the tape. Just review the tape. You will see the punch. And that is the end of the story. Panalo si Suarez by TKO. Walang problemang mag-rematch sila. Pero sa isang rematch, dapat ang kampiyon ay si Charly Suarez. Huwag tanggapin ang no contest. Sapagkat ang no contest, kalokohan yan. That's another robbery. Sapagkat dapat ibigay ang corona kay Charly Suarez.
Ayan. And on that note, we wish na yun nga ang mangyayari sa darating na June 2. Attorney Ed, maraming salamat. Charly, you're still our champion. Coach Delfin, good luck in Sacramento on June 2. Charly Suarez, Coach Delfin Bohols, and of course, Attorney Ed Tolentino here tonight on the Scorecard.
Thank you.
Salamat po.
Apat, dalawang kamay. Salamat sa magandang advice.
Susunod, two contenders, one shot to bounce back. Asia Wilson is locked in, but Tina Charles and the Sun won't back down at home. Who blinks first? We're about to find out, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. All right, here we go. Circle this one, WNBA fans. Yes, nagsimula na po ang WNBA season on Wednesday. In Cashville, we've got a matchup that already feels urgent. Like Game 2 of the season should not feel this heavy, and yet here we are. The Las Vegas Aces, the Connecticut Sun, both 0-1, both look vulnerable. Both are trying to prove that the last game was just a blip and not a sign of something deeper. So, let's start with Las Vegas. They walk into Barclays Center Saturday night. Liberty, they're raising banners, handing out rings, and it feels like that energy just swallowed the Aces whole for 3 quarters. Yeah, Asia Wilson, she was sensational, 31 points, 16 boards, pure MVP stuff. But the supporting cast, they kind of ghosted her. Jackie Young dropped 16. Jewel Lloyd, 5. Missed her first 4 shots, looked out of rhythm all night. And this was her debut in the black and red. Aces fans were probably like, wait, that's the upgrade? It's one game, but it felt weirdly flat. Now, lipat tayo, Connecticut. Now look, this team should have won their opening game against the Mystics. They led by 13 early, they looked sharp, they looked aggressive. Tina Charles was working. She finished with 23 and 10, but then Washington came back with that slow grind. The fourth quarter was brutal. Dawson hits a bomb from near the logo. Sonia Citron takes over like she's been in the league for 5 years. The Sun just faded. And here's the thing. This was a home game. Connecticut was 13 and 6 at home last year. That gym in Cashville, tough place to win. But they couldn't close. They got outscored 30-20 in the fourth. That's not the kind of identity that this team wants. So, now both teams are walking thinking we can start 0-2. And if you are Las Vegas, that's borderline DEFCON 3. You were just in the finals. You were the standard. You're not supposed to stumble out of the gate, even if it's on the road. No Gustafson for the Aces, no Parker Tayos, and on the other side, no Anissa Morrow or Sania Rivers for the Sun. So yeah, it's going to come down to star power and rotations. And if you're wondering who's got the mental edge, I'm weirdly leaning towards Connecticut here. They already saw what it feels like to blow a lead. They got embarrassed at home. You know, Stephanie White drilled that into them during film. But Asia Wilson is Asia Wilson. She might just drop another 30-piece and make us forget all the other noise. Now, this is one of those early season games that's going to age like milk or wine. We'll look back and say, wow, remember when people were worried about the Aces? Or wait, maybe that was the first sign that they weren't that team anymore. Either way, Cashville is going to be loud on Wednesday. So don't blink, folks. The Aces and Sun are fighting for more than a win. They're fighting for vibe control. Stay ahead of the game as the battle for the WNBA heats up. And here are your odds breakdown for tomorrow. And that wraps up tonight's preview so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Now, before we go, think on this. From a 3-time WNBA champion, 10-time All-Star, and the WNBA all-time leading scorer, Diana Taurasi, she once said, "You don't wake up and become great. You wake up and work at it every single day." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.